Council, I'll be turning the mics on.
Sure. Here's a good
Yes. Time being 6:30, I call the council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public participation. If you'd like to speak to the council, please fill out a form and hand it to Shannon. Please indicate on the form if you wish to speak during the discussion of a specific agenda item. Remember, council members are not allowed to speak or answer questions during public participation. And please remember to state your name and address.
First up, Brenda Latham. Hello, my name is Brenda Latham. I live at 630 Badminton Drive in Bartonville, Texas. And I'm here to speak during public participation regarding, I've heard rumblings again that the topic of public sewer being brought across McMakin is brewing again. I was embarrassed when one of my boys, adult boys, heard about this on a local sports talk radio show that he listens to every day. Bartonville is a small town with small town land use plan. And that's exactly why I live here rather than in any other neighboring town or city. The sewer line that currently serves the Lantana Town Center was installed in development in March of 2014 by the Denton County Development District number 4, Denton County Freshwater Supply District number 6, and Denton County Freshwater Supply District number 7. Town of Bartonville has no ownership in this sewer line and has made it abundantly clear sewer lines are not in the future plans for Bartonville. The businesses located on the west side of McMakin were all well aware there's no public sewer lines to the properties when they made the choice to locate their businesses there. This has been discussed many times and it simply just needs to stop. In April of 2017, this request was rejected by town council when it was requested by a Bartonville resident, Mr. Hopper. This request has been brought up several times, but most recently in January of 2026, Mr. House requested an item to be added to the February 26th agenda to discuss the potential connection of the Bartonville store and other old town businesses to the existing sewer line along McMakin. I don't know how much clearer the people of Bartonville that elects this town council can make it. We do not want public sewer lines in Bartonville. Ben, thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy Dawn.
Hi, how are you? Can I help?
Kathy Dawn. 1590 Post Oak Lane, Bartonville, Texas. And yes, here we are again, 1 month later, not to beat a dead horse, but the fact that the sewer issue keeps coming up seems a bit ridiculous. I get they want sewer. I wish they would get that we don't want sewer. I see no obligation that they are owed sewer, and as a matter of fact, they all knew when they purchased the property and built, there was a septic system application. Okay. And no one at that point was promised anything. We don't want sewer because of the precedents it was set. I get they think it can be written up not to go beyond their little circle down there, but legally I don't see how they can protect themselves and the town from that. You know, once you open up that can of worms, you'll never be able to close it. And if you give them sewer, then the people across the street are gonna want sewer, and then the people up Jeter Road are gonna want sewer, and then the next thing you know, the man next to his own business is gonna want to tap into his sewer, and there you go. I also don't appreciate the citizens of Bartonville speaking on behalf of sewer when you live in the middle of the town and you are in a much protected neighborhood where it would never be forced for you to live next to a commercial development. Well, I get you want to support the Bartonville store mostly for the history than anything else. One day I hope they want to build a water tower next to your house, and let's see what kind of support you get from us. I also don't appreciate the fact that you can bring in a radio personality to speak on your behalf, and then the next day Bartonville is badmouth on that radio station, and I too heard from my adult son. Not sure what you hope to gain, but that you really didn't sell the programs right, and you didn't explain why Bartonville doesn't want sewer. You just make it sound like the town of Bartonville beats down its commercial businesses, and we don't really care about them at all. So in short, I still want to encourage the town to stand strong on their decision and do everything in their power to keep Bartonville country and serve the citizens of Bartonville. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim House.
I'm Tim House, 96 McBaker Road, the Bartonville store. Also here representing other Old Town businesses. You'll see that we are fewer here tonight, and that's by design. We didn't want to bore you with the same information we've done for a couple months. Our request is clear. We just want to ask you to put it on the agenda so we can have a complete discussion where we're not limited to 3 minutes each. We can give you all the facts that, all the supporting engineering information, all the supporting legal information. We can have our expert witnesses testify on our behalf, including Kevin Mercer, who's the general manager of the Lantana district that owns the line, and he will testify that there will be no extensions beyond this. The line is already set into service. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what this could be. We are not trying to oppose Keep Bartonville Country. We're all for Keep Bartonville Country. This does not change it in any way. We're not changing the land use. We're not changing the zoning. You really wouldn't notice a difference between what we're suggesting. We would just have a more efficient way to operate our businesses, cleaner environmentally. So the Keep Bartonville Country folks put out a list of 5 facts to support not letting us stand up and tell you what we believe the truth is. There are misleading statements in each of these facts. And if I had more time, I could go through them all. The essence is that says it'll lead to smaller lot sizes and the door is open to the entire town. Not the case at all. The district is not going to allow any extensions off this line. The line already exists. We just can't connect to it because of the town. Density is controlled by zoning. We're not doing anything that would minimize the town zoning authority. We're not asking for any rezoning. We're not asking for any sewer extensions, just the ability to attach to the line that has already been installed. The land use plan, again, getting redundant now, but the land use plan would not be changed. What we're doing is consistent with the land use plan, it's consistent with zoning. And again, there's a reference to the land use plan. But it's consistent 100%. All of the old town businesses support the concept of the town's country character. We're not trying to change it. We're asking to connect to the sewer service so that it can function along with the 80 other businesses in town, which all have sewer service. We are the only ones who do not. I know there's concern that it opens the door. I've heard that. Okay.
Thank you. Is people video in here? Okay. I'm gonna check. Thank you.
Okay.
Brandon Shelby.
Brandon Shelby, 1800 Sherman, Texas. Mayor, members of the council, my name is Brandon Shelby, and I represent the owners of the Bartonville store and other commercially zoned businesses on McMakin Road. I want to begin with a simple fact. Every commercially zoned property in Bartonville with access to a sewer service line receives municipal sewer service through the town's contract with the Upper Trinity Regional Water District. Everyone except these businesses on one block of McMakin Road. Previous administrations believed the sanitary sewer service was vital to the viability of commercially zoned property in this community, and that viable commercial properties were vital to the town's financial future. They were right. They worked to extend sewer infrastructure through the contract, the Upper Trinity, and they ran a line to the commercial zone properties, including those on McMakin Road. This council has decided to deny service to these businesses. You won't even allow open discussion. Not because of any deficiency in my client's properties, not because of any technical barrier, not because the infrastructure cannot support additional connections, but because this council says it wants to keep Bartonville country. My clients support that vision for this community. There isn't a business more country than the Bartonville store. There isn't a business more Bartonville. It has served this community in various capacities for 140 years, and the town of Bartonville itself pursued a Texas Historical Commission marker and cited this store as cornerstone as the community's history. Keeping Bartonville country means supporting the Bartonville store. This council has also told the community that providing service to my clients might open the door for future development. We have been told the town has no interest in being in the sewer business. With respect, the town is already in the sewer business for commercially zoned property. With respect, your own rationale admits the door has been opened for service to commercial property. The Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution is not complicated. It means that similarly situated people or businesses must be treated equally under the law. My clients are commercially zoned property owners in the town of Bartonville. They are identical in every legally relevant respect to every other commercial property in this town that enjoys sewer service through the Upper Trinity contract. The only difference is this council has decided that they don't get it. That is not policy, that is discrimination. My clients are not asking for anything extraordinary. They're asking for the same access to the same service through the same contract that every other similarly situated commercial property in this town already has. The infrastructure is already at their property line. Allowing access costs the town nothing while increasing sales and property tax revenue. Nothing more is required except the political will to do what is right. Not doing what is right could cost the town greatly. My clients have been patient, they've been reasonable, and they have acted in good faith at every step for years. That patience has a limit. I'm asking this council tonight to do the right thing. Treat my clients the same way you treat every other commercial property owner in this town. And do your fiduciary duty to the taxpayers of this community. We know what the law requires. I believe the council knows what the law requires. And we look forward to having a discussion. Thanks.
Thank you.
Laura Pittman.
Hi, Laura Pittman, 1237 Post Oak Court. Good evening. It feels like I was just up here. In fact, I was. Please, City of Bartonville, deny sewer to the businesses requesting it. I support small businesses. I have patronized all the businesses down there except for the daycare. And in general, I support small businesses. But I'm tired of the repeated asking for sewer. We're not taking anything away from them. Sorry, that's okay. They were never guaranteed to begin with. I also do not appreciate the guy on the radio bad mouthing our town. In fact, it does not have a very good feeling with me at all. So in the summary, I say no to sewer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim Langford. There we go.
Mayor, Town Council, Jim Langford, 1044 East Jeter Road, Bartonville, Texas. I was on town council back in the early 2000s, and my memory is that when they had an issue that involved the entire town, that there were pros and cons, we would have open meetings on it. A public meeting where everybody could come and express pros and cons. It is beyond me why this town council refused to have a public meeting on this issue. I don't understand. But anyway, that hopefully will change. All the town, Bartonville, Old Town Bartonville businesses are asking, all I'm asking for is that meeting be open. We see both sides of the story and everybody gets to say the piece. Thank you.
Adams.
Wow, what an evening. Pat Adams, 1221 Glenview Lane. Let me start by saying that I hear you all and see you all, and we have been here before. We have discussed it, we voted on it twice and turned it down. The town was heard, and the answer was no. It was that way when you came, you knew it was there, and every so often you come forward again to ask for it again. I don't get it. I mean, the council's the same, the mayor's the same. Why is the answer gonna be different? It's not because the lawyer's here. The answer's the same. Hope you can understand that. I think we're all tired of talking about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Margaret Parks. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Peggy Parks, 1480 Post Oak Lane, and I'm here to say, no sewers. All the ladies that just spoke, especially Pat took exactly what I was gonna say. We've already met with town council, had the meetings twice already, and we said no. And here we are again, and, I'm kind of tired of this. I know you all are too. And anyway, no sewers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Julie Smith.
Hi, my name is Julie Smith. I live at 261 Green Oaks Drive. And I just want to echo the comments of all the people opposing the sewer. I can add to it by saying that I'm not sure there's a 14th Amendment claim for disparate treatment. This is in legal terms coming to the nuisance. He knew when he bought this property that it was sewer wasn't allowed. He bought it anyway. It's clear in the town records that we don't allow that, regardless of whether other parts of the town have it. And it's just exhausting to have to go through this all the time. Not only should we say no to this, we should figure out how to make sure we don't have to answer these questions again in the future from businesses on Macon Road. That's really all I have to say. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Delano.
Delmar. 1039 Shields, Bartonville, Texas. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I thought I'd just read everything that I have. There's another folder just like it. I dug it out of curiosity. That for 30 years, Bartonville does not have nor want a sewer beyond what was put in down there at the Bartonville Township. And so there's an organization called Cure, which ran for 20 years. And then it was taken over by Key Bartonville Country, which is 10 years old. And at no instance, the primary thing has always been no sewer and keep the land use plan as it is. You've done a heck of a job. I appreciate all the Cure people that are here. I was the original founder of Cure and Keep Bartonville Country, and I like the good work you're keeping up. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale.
That's all I have that signed up.
Well, I'll go on then.
Okay, do you have some letters?
I have some emails if we're ready for them.
Emails?
Allison Birmingham, 1553 Latigo Lane. I am unable to attend the town council meeting on March 17th, but I wanted to say that I am in favor of allowing the Bartonville store and businesses along Macon Road have access to sewer hookup. Kroger is literally across the street and has sewer access. The development people fear for Bartonville has already occurred, and they have sewer hookup. To think that allowing a few more businesses have access will ruin Bartonville is ridiculous. As long as the town council maintains the 2-acre minimum and the septic requirement for residential homes, there should not be a threat to keeping Bartonville country. All of the other restaurant businesses in Bartonville have access to sewer hookups. It is punitive to not to allow the Bartonville store to have the same access. Thank you for your time. Gary and Colin Bryant, 987 Broom Road. To each of you who work so tirelessly on behalf of the citizens of our beloved Bartonville, I want to say thank you and God bless you for your integrity and standing strong to keep Bartonville country. We have lived in Bartonville since 1978 and have rolled with the punches of growth through the years. We want to encourage you to vote no to sewer service in Bartonville. Please continue to stick to the current land use plan as you place your votes. Barry Lucky, 303 Stonewood Boulevard. I am out of town on March 17th and unable to attend the meeting. Please keep Bartonville country and do not approve requests for sewer service by the Bartonville store and the Macon Road businesses. Joseph and Patricia Adams, 1221 Glenview Lane. I fully support the town's refusal to grant sewer access to these businesses. They knew in advance of opening their businesses that sewer access was not available and open for business anyway. They made a bad business decision and are now trying to get the town to grant them an exemption that circumvents the town's master land plan. This is their problem, not the town's. This country is a democracy. That means majority rule. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. The town council has refused to grant sewer access to these businesses. That should be the end of the matter. I support the town's decision and their right to take whatever steps necessary to permanently end this matter. Dana Crandall, 212 Hunter Court. Mayor, town council members, town administrator, and town secretary. I am writing to voice my opposition to Bartonville providing access to sewer services to the Bartonville store and other Macon Road businesses, or any other Bartonville businesses seeking sewer service now or in the future. The council previously considered and denied 2 similar requests, and nothing has changed that would suggest that the council should again consider another request. Allowing sewer services to even one businesses or residents would set a dangerous precedent that could undermine Bartonville's land use plans. Council members, please remain steadfast in protecting the rural atmosphere in Bartonville that so many of us residents were drawn to when selecting Bartonville as our home. Patricia and Gloria McDonald, 1418 Gibbons Road South. It has come to our attention that Bartonville has once again been asked to place the sewer issue on the agenda. The Bartonville store and the businesses in the Ackley addition have brought this issue to the town twice before. They were turned down both times with unanimous decisions by council. A third request for sewer hookup should not be placed on the agenda. All of you have consistently met the expectations and desires of the people who elected you. Entertaining sewer isn't consistent with the residents' desire for Bartonville. We appreciate your decision-making and careful consideration of all issues that come to the town. We support you and request that you do not put a third sewer request on another agenda. There is no change or circumstances that warrants another hearing to draw the same conclusion. Thank you for your service to Bartonville residents. Heather Head, 261 Hunter Court. I'm writing to express my support for the town's council continued commitment to protecting Bartonville's rural character and for adhering to the town's established rules and land use plan regarding sewer service. I respectfully encourage the council to continue upholding the town's policies and planning principles as you consider the current request. Maintaining these standards help ensure that Bartonville remains the rural, low-density community that residents value and that the town works so diligently and thoughtfully to preserve. Thank you for your time, your service to the community, and your continued dedication to protecting Bartonville's future. Ronnie and Stacy Smith, 585 and 601 McMakin Road. I am writing to express my strong support for the council's past and current decisions to deny sewer service to the Bartonville store and the McMakin Road businesses. My family chose Bartonville because of its rural character, open spaces, and commitment to low-density living. These qualities are not accidental. They exist because the town has consistently followed its land use plan and made thoughtful decisions that prioritize long-term preservation over short-term development pressure. Extending sewer infrastructure to this area would fundamentally change that balance. As many communities have experienced, sewer access often becomes the catalyst for higher density development and smaller lot sizes. Once that door is open, it becomes increasingly difficult to maintain the rural character that residents value and moved here to protect. The town has already evaluated this issue multiple times, and the council's previous unanimous decisions in 2017 and 2022 demonstrate a clear and consistent commitment to Bartonville's planning principles. Nothing has changed that would justify reversing those decisions. Property owners were aware that sewer service was not available when these properties were purchased, and Bartonville is under no obligation to extend sewer infrastructure where it conflicts with the town's adopted land use policies. I appreciate the council's leadership in protecting the long-term character of Bartonville and respectfully encourage you to continue upholding the town's land use plan and maintaining the policies that preserve our rural community. Thank you for your service to Bartonville and for standing firm in protecting the qualities that make our town unique. Josh Phillips, 320 West Jeter. I am writing as a Bartonville resident to respectfully express my opposition to extending sewer service into additional portions of Bartonville for the purpose of expanding a single business or even multiple businesses. First, I want to acknowledge that I understand why the business owner would like to expand and grow their operation. Small businesses are an important part of any community, and I appreciate the investment they have made in Bartonville. However, this particular request raises broader implications that go well beyond one property. A significant reason many of us choose to live in Bartonville is because of its rural character. The prevalence of septic systems and the lack of widespread sewer infrastructure have historically helped preserve that character by naturally limiting higher density development. Once sewer infrastructure begins extending into areas that have historically relied on septic, it can create a precedent that is difficult to preserve and may open the door to development patterns that fundamentally change the feel of our town. It is also important to note that the property in question was purchased with the knowledge that it relied on septic and the sewer service was not available. The limitation was part of the existing conditions of the property at the time of purchase. Additionally, previous citizen surveys have indicated that a majority of residents do not support expanding sewer infrastructure. Those results reflect a clear community preference to maintain Bartonville's rural identity and infrastructure approach. My concern is not with this individual business owner or their desire to grow, but with the long-term impact that incremental infrastructure changes can have on the character of our town. Even a small extension of sewer can set a precedent that makes it increasingly difficult to maintain the rural, low-density environment that residents value. I respectfully ask the council to consider the broader community sentiment and the long-term implications before approving any sewer expansion associated with this request. Thank you for your time, your service to the town, and your continued efforts to preserve what makes Bartonville such a special place to live. Amy Roberts, 1486 South Gibbons Road. It is time to stop rehashing the expansion of public sewer into our town. This topic has been brought up, added to town council agendas and voted down overwhelmingly 5-0, not once but twice, in 2017 and again in 2022. It's an inefficient use of town resources and causes a lot of unnecessary stress to our community. The vast majority of citizens have spoken clearly, loudly, and with resolute passion against this. The Bartonville store is a great place. The owner was well aware of the requirement for septic when he acquired and developed a business plan and started operation. This isn't a surprise, and the town has always been crystal clear on position. In addition, the town has been supportive and generous with grants and sponsorships for the Bartonville store, as it has with many local businesses. I am grateful for the businesses we have here, and I think that most are grateful in return for the monetary support from the town. The Bartonville store has gotten a yes on many requests, and the public should be aware of how much money the town has provided them. It's disappointing that partial and persuasive versions of where this stands and how we got here continue to circulate. In short, all the town is doing is what the majority wants, what it has always said it would do, and following the town master plans. They have heard these arguments twice. Again, votes were 5-0 against twice, under 2 different mayors and 2 different councils. It seems the strategy is to wait 3 to 4 years, get a new group of people spun up with partial truths, and try to vote the same thing over and over with no new facts. It's not good for anyone, and we cannot change posture to allow sewer in our town. I urge you to keep this off the agenda and not to bring this to an unwarranted 3rd vote. No means no. James and LaDonna Forenger, 1451 Post Oak Lane. Please note that we are opposed to adding sewage in Bartonville. It is a waste of council time and permanent residents to have to continually fight this. When these businesses agreed to the terms it was with, understanding they would be on site. Richard and Laura Smith, 185 Coyote Court. We are writing to you to oppose the recent request for sewer services in the town of Bartonville. This request fails to comply with the town's land use plan. Furthermore, opening up sewer services to the businesses on McMakin could easily cause a ripple effect to all of Bartonville. It is our desire that we keep Bartonville's current footprint of country and rural character intact. Thank you for your time and consideration on this important matter. Chad Carlson, 241 Country Court. I am writing to express concern regarding the potential consideration of allowing certain commercial properties near Jeter and McMakin to access the public sewer system through a variance or exception. For clarity, I am opposed to granting any sewer variance or exception that would allow these properties to connect to the public sewer system. While I understand the practical appeal for those specific businesses, I believe this type of decision carries broader implications that deserve careful consideration. Bartonville's identity and property values are closely tied to its low density planning, current infrastructure limitations, and existing bylaws requiring septic systems. These are not inconveniences. They are intentional safeguards that have preserved the character of the town and helped protect long-term property values. Granting a sewer variance, even in a limited or well-intentioned case, could establish a precedent that may be difficult to contain. Future developers or property owners may reasonably point to this decision when requesting a similar accommodations, potentially leading to incremental changes in land use, increased density, and infrastructure strain over time. From both a legal and property value standpoint, consistency in applying existing ordinances is critical. Once exceptions begin to be made, it can weaken the enforceability of current regulations and open the door to unintended consequences that extend well beyond the original request. I would strongly encourage the town to carefully weigh not just the short-term benefits for a small number of properties, but the long-term impact on Bartonville as a whole. Thank you for your time and for your continued leadership in protecting the character of our community. Jamie Pittman, 1237 Post Oak Court. I live at 1237 Post Oak Court, and I'm asking you to please deny any sewer requests that come your way. Keep Bartonville country. Thank you in advance. Brenda Stenovich, 1501 East Peter Road. I am writing to reiterate my position regarding the proposed addition of sewer service in our town. I spoke at the last council meeting in opposition to adding any sewer service. It is important to note that the businesses in the area under discussion were aware that sewer service was not available when they chose to purchase property and establish their operations. Altering this understanding after the fact could set an unintended precedent. For the sake of consistency and fairness, I respectfully urge the council to uphold the current development guidelines and bring this matter to a close. Doing so will help prevent similar requests from arising in other areas, including along McMakin Road and Highway 407, where properties are also not zoned for sewer service. Thank you for your time and consideration. Troy and Corey Bonin, 259 Penn Oak Court. Corinne and I are very much opposed to the idea of creating and allowing a city sewer system. We currently live in the Green Oaks neighborhood and have the aerobic septic system, just like the rest of the residents in Bartonville. 10 years ago, we moved to Bartonville because of the quiet country aspect. I really would like us to keep the town in this type of setting. I vote to not allow the city sewer to be an option. Yeah, that is all I have.
Thank you. Closed session pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, the town council will recess into executive closed session with the following. Number one, section 551.071, and consultation with attorney, private consultation to seek the advice of the town attorney about pending or contemplated litigation or settlement offer, and consult with the town attorney on a matter in which the duty of the attorney in the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct for the state bar, Texas clearly conflict with the Texas Open Meetings Act, development agreement and municipal obligations. Time being 7:06, we convene in the closed session.
Go here. Okay, you quick. Thank you for saying.
Being 7:35, we'll reconvene in open session. You'll have a motion?
No.
No action taken. Presentations. The council and I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Chief Riggs for his dedicated services. Police chief over the last 2 years. During his tenure, he's made significant lasting improvements within the department. His professionalism, vision, and strong leadership have greatly strengthened our police department and enhanced the level of service provided to our community. We're grateful for his commitment to the town and look forward to his continued leadership and service as our town administrator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Good. And I want to thank you all for selecting me as your chief at least 2 years ago, but also for giving the opportunity to serve as a dual role as town administrator. I'm proud of what we've done with the department. You see our new nice patches, that's just one of the small things, but what I'm most proud of is the team we brought together. We have a team of combined law enforcement, almost 200 years of service. We have officers that were captains, lieutenants, sergeants, and corporals from other agencies. To have a 7-man, now 8-man, since I get to step down, that's incredible. And as you know, we provide extraordinary customer service to a unique, supportive town. And I'm blessed to get to work here, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Introduction and administer oath of office to the new Chief of Police, Jeff Ashbrenner. Kirk, would you like to introduce the new chief?
Be my pleasure. Mayor, council, and audience. It is both an honor, privilege to introduce our new chief of police, Jeff Ashbrenner, who brings more than 40 years of law enforcement experience and proven track record as a leader in municipal government. He began his law enforcement career in a small town of Andrews, Texas, back in 1983, where he's built a distinguished career in public safety. He most recently served as chief of police in Collinsville for 7 years and also served as their town administrator in dual roles for 1.5 years. Before that, he spent 30 years in the Farmers Branch Police Department. He served in the Patrol Division, Special Investigations, Narcotics, and Detention Services, and served as a range master and TCOL instructor. He was one of our original SWAT team operators when we established the team back in 1990, serving as both a breacher, counter-sniper. And in 1991, he was awarded the Purple Heart. He was wounded in the line of duty. This is a testament to his courage and dedication to our noble profession. He is a graduate of the Bill Blackwood Law Enforcement Management Institute, Leadership Command College, and Institute of Law Enforcement Administration, School of Executive Leadership. His career reflects an unwavering commitment to excellence, leadership, and community service. We are excited to have him continue to lead our well-trained, highly experienced department, which has the privilege of serving our community. I also want to say that he's a grandpa, a great father, loves to ride bikes,
and I consider him a friend and a colleague. Please join me in congratulating our new chief, Jeff Hushman.
Stand right here.
Next to the mic so we can hear you both.
Okay.
Yep.
I state your name, do solemnly swear
I, Jeff Ashburner, so solemnly swear,
that I will faithfully execute
faithfully execute
the duties of the
the
office
duties of the office
of the Bartonville Police Department,
The
Chief of
Barton-
Police
of the Bartonville Police Department, Chief of Police,
for the town of Bartonville, Texas,
Town of Bartonville, Texas,
and to the best of my ability preserve,
to the best of my ability to preserve,
protect, and defend the Constitution
protect, and defend the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of the state,
and of the state,
and of the ordinances of the town of Bartonville, Texas.
or of the Town of Bartonville, Texas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't poke at me. Hmm. Got it. Good.
Let us get.
This is my lovely wife, Ling Moon.
Thank you.
That's our son, Nick.
When you get old, you gotta get old.
He's taller than me. You don't see many Asians that tall.
Mary, you want to get one with us real quick? Let's get one, all of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin. Board Representative Liaison Report. Benton County Emergency Service District Chief.
Evening, Mayor, Council, thank you for having me, for your honor, our chief, and chief, congratulations, look forward to working together, you got a great guy here, we work great together, I look forward to being around with you. For the February, we had a busy month, our report came out a little bit late, as you recall, last month. I told you the state had changed the National Fire Reporting System, and so it's really not impacting your report, but it impacts us with data metrics that we use to track stuff. So it just changed some of the data metrics, and so it's a little bit hard for us. So I think we've ironed out some of the details, so it should be a little bit quicker coming out. But we had a busy month, our busiest February ever. And also, it's important that you're gonna just run up press. We now have a interview review kind of annual report. We have a meeting on Thursday with our commissioners. They will be approving it and will be sent out after that. They'll approve it first. So looking forward to that. We'll also be setting our biannual community advisor stakeholder meeting. So we have the police chiefs, and the town managers and the mayors come, and we have a lot of stakeholders across the community come to our meeting. We do it twice a year. We'll give an update. We'll talk about the annual report, answer questions, talk about news station, and as we start to kick off the new budget in April. April is budget season, beginning of it, it's kind of preliminary, you start sending your calendars and all your stuff, but we look forward to doing that in April. February was a big month, a couple of things that we did, we are building that fourth station, it's in North Lake, down there, almost near Texas Motor Speedway, and down that area. We did get, it is modular, so very efficient, it's actually gonna be more cost effective, it's quicker. And so this is being built, it's gonna be shipped here, coming here this week, it's gonna take about 8 weeks. So we're looking at the station, it could be operational, probably June, so very excited about that. So, the other big news we did our annual, award day. We do that every year, and it's pretty tradition, good tradition in the fire service where, all our neighbors, fire departments watch, take our calls for us, so we go. It's the one time a year we run 24/7, right? So you can't see everybody because somebody's gotta work. So it's one time a year we get the fellowship and come together and kind of enjoy seeing each other then, so hopefully that, but other than that, that's all I've got. I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Police Department, February 2026 statistics activity.
Mayor, council, this will be my last report before I turn over the baton to Chief Ashenbrand. Calls for service this month were, last month, 95 calls for service. They have been going down. I think that's because of the high visibility that we have out there. We're fully staffed. They're very diligent out there, not only running traffic, but going, businesses and checking out on those things. Our crash, we only had 9 this past month. And then on our part 1 crimes, we had 2. Larcenies, one was at Kroger and the other one was a septic pump that was stolen. We had 134 building checks, 66 complaint radar enforcement. When I say 66, what these officers do is they go out and they check out at these locations. When we get complaints, they check out on them. They stay out there for 30 minutes, sometimes longer, move around the town to make sure we're giving our citizens what they want. And it's about slowing down traffic. That's our main complaint here. It's been the main complaint ever since I've been here. And so we're doing a good job, I think. And the result of that, we had almost 300 traffic stops this past month, with this more than we've had in the last 3 years. So I guess I'm going out good enough, Chief. We also had 12 walk-through businesses for a total of 505 self-initiated calls. And one other thing, I'm going to make a correction on, well, first let me go into Officer Mizon went to tactical casualty care instructor class. So we now teach other officers combat first aid. What these are, each one of our officers have solid kits with a self-aid body kit with tourniquets, gauze that they can give first aid to not only themselves if somebody is wounded, but also if they roll up on an accident before the fire department gets there. We might get to be the heroes for once. So anyway, it's something that we do have for each one of our officers. And I have a correction in February, 6 out of our 7 officers for our department. I said how many years service? 6 out of the 7 had their Master Peace Officer certification by TCOL. And this year, we'll have 7 out of 8. So that's also really accomplishment on the quality of cop that you have here working that has a lot of knowledge and dedication, still want to serve the public. So that's all I have there.
Thank you. Thank you. Administration, Shannon?
Thank you, Mayor. The financials begin on page 22 of your packet if you wanted to follow along. Want to start out with, we are in month 5 of our fiscal year. And on the first page of page 22, it's the reserve bank balance. And as of today, that balance is $849,549. We received an interest in February of $2,686. Year to date, $12,381, which is approximately $190 more than this time last year. The interest that was deposited in March, just a couple days ago, was $2,434. It is about $200 less than February because the bank rates are increasing, continuing to decrease. For the general fund revenues, the bank balance for general fund today is $5,026,094. The revenue collected in February totaled $655,685, representing an increase of $57,344 compared to this time last year. The property taxes collected for February was $473,545. Bringing us over budget in the amount of $89,487. So on the revenue side, we're doing good. Sales tax collections, the town portion of the sales tax revenue received in February of 2026, which reflects December 2025 sales activity, totaled $132,092. This brings the 12-month average to $82,901. Which is a slight decrease from the prior month of $337. So we're just kind of hanging loose, staying flat.
Anybody have any questions before I move forward? Okay. So the all, general fund, all expenditures. Expenditures for February total $216,614 across the board, leaving us with 61.14% of the overall budget remaining, which is good for this month. Month 5 of the year, and we want to have at least approximately 58.5% remaining, and we're a little over that. And this is also with some of the invoices that we paid for, like I've mentioned before, the dispatch for PE, the fire radio contracts, and then we also paid for the entire year for the insurance. So that's still showing that we're really good standing. Expenditures by administration. Administration recorded expenditures of $106,674 in February, leaving an overall budget remaining of 65.17%, which again is above the expected benchmark. We did have a couple of large expenses during February, which we're all well aware of. We have some septic issues, so we've been paying for maintenance on those, which we're looking at moving forward with replacing the septic system. We also paid another one of our software's annual support, and the inclement weather sanding of the roads totaled $23,400 just for the sanding. So that's explains most of the reasons why we're a little bit above last year at this time. And then also with the inclement weather, some of the bills are usually paid at the end of the month since town hall is closed, the end of January. Those were paid in February, and then again, they were paid at the end of February for that bill. So that's where we are with all the increases for the year so far. For the police department expenditures, the police department recorded expenditures of $70,688 in February. We are at the remaining budget of 54.18%, which is slightly below the benchmark. But again, that's due to the contracts that we've already paid earlier this year than we did last year. And so that's where they're really on target, just like everybody else's. Does anybody have any questions?
You answered my question, so.
Okay.
This is, when you mentioned the, additional expense on the maintenance on the septic. Additional cost, we're just out of curiosity, where we stand on that?
Right now, we're in a process. Are you asking monetary or the process? We spent a little over 2,500 on maintenance. We had to have the pumps cleaned out, and then we've had them come out and fix some of the leaks.
Okay.
And then when we move forward, we have the our company, they have applied for the permit yesterday, so it's with the sanitary to review. We have located all the lines. So, and we have one more thing to do when they come out, the electrical. You have that scheduled for this week.
Yes, we have that, and also we got the propane, they gotta see where the lines are, but we got everything marked up. We met with the company, the mayor and I met with them, last week.
We're getting a new system and we're just gonna start, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. So we are in line to go ahead and it's one of those emergency purchases that in our purchase. And we got that's on there tonight. That's one of those things we just have to do, because I'm sure you don't want to support a products.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as he was saying, we met with our Monday, and it looks like they're gonna maybe start Thursday, the end of the week maybe, because we're gonna get the propane marked tomorrow.
Yes,
Later. So hopefully we'll get a new system by next week at the latest. Thank you, Shannon. Any other questions? Thank you. Consent agenda. This agenda consists of non-controversial housekeeping items required by law. Items may be approved with a single motion. Items may be removed from the consent agenda by any council member by making such a request prior to motion and vote on the consent agenda. Number 1, consider approval of February 11, 2026 special meeting minutes. Number 2, consider approval of February 20th, 2026 special meeting minutes. Number 3, consider approval of ordinance canceling the May 2nd, 2026 general election and accepting the certification of unopposed candidates and providing the effective date. Number 4, consider approval of an ordinance amending the town's budget for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, as adopted by ordinance number 787-25 and amended by ordinance number 792-25, providing for adjustments to the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District budget, CCPD approved by unanimous vote at its March 10th, 2026 meeting. Number 5, consider approval of a resolution adopting a policy to provide general signature authority to the town administrator to contract expenditures and execute contracts without further approval of the town council in accordance with the town of Bartonville's purchasing policies and providing an effective date. Number 6, consider approval of the town administrator's fiscal year 2025-2026 goals. Number 7, ratify the approval of building inspection services agreement between the town of Bartonville and Texas Power Inspections LLC. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we consider, approving items 1 through 7.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Public hearing, regular items. Number 1, discuss and consider awarding the contract for East Jeter. East Jeter Road Phase 3 reconstruction project to Cooks Rock, Solid Inc. in an amount not to exceed $1,145.36, which includes a 10% contingency amount, additional unforeseen items that may arise during construction, and authorize the town administrator to sign necessary documents. Staff presentation, Kurt.
Thank you, Mayor. The town of Bartonville solicited sealed bids for the East Jeter Road Phase 3 reconstruction project, which includes the reconstruction of approximately 2,400 linear feet of road. This project will continue our repaving efforts, beginning from where Phase 2 ended in front of the land, I went blank.
Gibbons.
Yes, no, on,
Nice land.
Nice Landing, thank you, sir. And we'll go to hit Gibbons Road. The project consists of installing a new asphalt pavement section, including 6-inch thickness of hot mix asphalt over a prepared base totaling approximately 6,600 square yards. Additionally, 2 double 24-inch culverts crossings will be installed to enhance drainage and improvement roadways. Those will be at Country Court is where those are going to be installed. Also, I want to let you know that we are going to go all the way through the intersection through Jeter, all the way to the intersection of Jeter and Gibbons. The project represents the next phase in the town's ongoing commitment to maintain and improve critical infrastructures, ensuring long-term roadway durability and safety for our residents. As we say, the total project cost, including the 10% contingency, is $1,145.36. If you have any questions, we do have a representative here from Westwood, Craig Turner. So if you have any questions, he'll be more than happy to answer.
Any questions? No?
I looked over the proposal, it includes the geogrid, correct?
Yeah.
We did last time, that seems to be holding up on Phase 1, Phase 2 really well. So, yes, in favor of continuing with that. And this price is, I think we did about 1,900, 1,500 foot last time, so this is on par with the last project that we did, so. Good one.
Now, how far into that intersection with the stop signs are, is it going to go, how much further on West Jeter Road will that go through that intersection?
Just through
Through the intersection, I'll let
It should go about 50 to 75 feet further.
Okay,
So a little past the stop sign then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It'll go up Gibbons and it'll go Jeter further,
okay.
just enough to make sure that
Yeah.
visible, get the intersection there.
and give that a little bit more dimensional stability going through that.
Yes.
Good, thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion to award a contract for the East Jeter Road Phase 3 reconstruction project to Cooks Rock Solids in an amount not to exceed $1,145.36, which includes a 10% contingency amount for any additional or unforeseen items that may arise during construction, and authorize the town administrator to sign the necessary documents.
A second.
All those in favor? Motion carried 3-0. Thank you. Number two, discuss with Sarah Orange, repealing Appendix A fee schedule of the Town of Bartonville Code of Ordinances and adopting a new Appendix A fee schedule and providing for an effective date of April 1, 2026. This item's been pulled from tonight's agenda and we brought back to April 21st, 2026 meeting's agenda. Number three, discuss and consider an ordinance repealing Article 1.07 Finances Division 2 Purchasing Policy and Procedures in its entirety, improving a resolution establishing and adopting a purchasing policy for the town to include procedures and capitalization threshold of $5,000 for capital assets and providing an effective date. Staff presentation for.
Thank you, Mayor. Staff is requesting town council approve an ordinance to update the town of Bartonville's capital asset capitalization policy by increasing the threshold from 1,000 to 5,000. This update is required to remain compliant with general accepted accounting principles and governmental accounting standards boards. The proposed change aligns with common municipality practices and will help reduce administrative workload while maintaining accurate financial reporting. The ordinance also includes standard provisions such as financial disclosures, requirements, servability, and will take effect upon approval. This is an administrative update and not expected to have any financial impact. Here to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions? No? Do you have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance repealing Article 1.07 finances in its entirety and approving the resolution establishing and adopting the purchasing policy of the town to include procedures and the capitalization threshold of $5,000 for capital asset as presented.
Second. All in favor? Motion carried 3-0. Thank you, council. Number four, discuss and consider approval of ordinance amending Article 1.03 Town Council Section 1.03.036 agenda of Town of Bartonville Code of Ordinances relative to council procedures and providing an effective date. Staff presentation. Her.
Thank you, Mayor. Staff recommends amending the town agenda procedures to require at least 2 council members instead of 1 to request an item be placed on a future agenda, unless brought forward by the mayor, required by law, or submitted by staff or operational purposes. This change aligns with common municipal practices and is intended to ensure agenda items reflect broader council interests, improve staff efficiency, and preparing agendas and promote more focused and productive meetings. The amendment does not limit individual council members' ideas from establish a consistent and structured process for bringing items forward for formal consideration.
Thank you. We have a speaker. I think Brenda Latham wants to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Brenda Latham. I still live at 630 Badminton Drive in Bartonville. Wanted to speak on this item, as I do have some experience being on school boards and other boards in this town and others. And I would propose the following update to the Code of Ordinances, and I printed you all the copies, so you don't have to remember what I said. Any member of the council may request a future agenda item during a public council meeting with the support of the majority of the members of the council. The requested items would then be replaced or be placed on a future meeting agenda in accordance with the direction of the council, having a topic or subject placed on the agenda unless prohibited by law. And the wording of this, I mean, obviously y'all can do whatever you want. You set your own rules, but this wording does a couple of things. One, it eliminates the surprise agenda items as everyone, including the town, is fully aware if and when an agenda item will be added to the agenda. We'll see it in the meeting notes. It also lets the people of Bartonville know exactly who raised that future agenda item. So that's my suggestion, so that we know who on town council values our same core values. So thank y'all again for your time.
Thank you.
So Brenda,
Yes, sir.
your proposal is taken one step further. Instead of 2 council members, we have to have 3 since we have 5.
It has to be yeah. So
So
an example would be tonight, during future agenda, you want to add ABC to the next agenda. And you would have to take a vote right then if everyone agreed that that ABC is on the next agenda. item. So it's public, it's documented, who nominated it, and who agreed, didn't agree that that be on the next agenda. item.
Discussion? Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with that proposal, sorry, I mean, I'm okay with the people knowing who proposes to put something on the agenda, who's for it, who opposes it, I mean, they should know that. So,
So do you want to do 2 people or 3?
I don't know,
What attorney said, mention this
Yeah, Patricia.
before.
Yeah, I mean, the purpose of the future agenda items is just to see if you have enough interest to move forward. I just wouldn't want it to get to a situation where you were voting on something.
That's just being added.
Had just to get it added, so I think you probably have to have more notice to the public. To put those items on there so they know it's even moving forward, if we're gonna formalize it to that level. Most cities will allow, you know, they just wanna make sure there's an interest, it's not just one person who wants to talk about it, okay, to the council meeting, and you're the only one who wants to discuss it, so.
So if there were 2 people, if somebody said, hey, I want to put something on the agenda, and somebody else said, yeah, me too, then you just add it to the next month's agenda. Okay.
Right.
So keep it somewhat informal.
Keep it somewhat informal, so you're not voting, I just don't wanna run into issues where it looks like we're voting on something.
Okay.
Because if, like, for example, if I said, I'd like to at the next meeting, consider an ordinance to, restrict the number of dogs that someone can own or something like that. And the majority of you voted for, yes, you wanna talk about that, then that kind of says, yes, we want to do that, so. And you haven't had any public notice or discussion, so I would prefer that we just kind of keep it a little less formal than that. I think it's a great idea to have that, so folks do know what's coming next. I think let's just kind of tone that out a little bit to a little bit less formal.
Thanks for the analogy, and I think it'll effective with me. So if we do this, if we just stick with the 2, but we have it that whoever the council members are that are proposing to put it on the agenda, that we make that public knowledge, I mean, I'm fine with that. Does that work? Okay,
I'm fine.
legislation,
Okay.
we don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any other discussion? No. Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance amending article 1.03. Town Council, section 1.03.036, parenthetical A, agenda of the town of Bartonville Code of Ordinances relative to council procedures as presented. Caveat that the 2 council members that propose to put something on the agenda, that's made public.
I second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Thanks, President.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Number 5, discuss and consider approval of resolution amending resolution number 2025-03, appointing town administrator and addressing the role of town administrator, that president. This has to do with the dual role, we have to dissolve the dual role and put it in one.
Yes.
Okay.
So all we're doing here is we've adopted a resolution to appoint, and I'm gonna have too many chiefs now in my head, to appoint Chief Riggs to also be the town administrator. And so at this point, it's just removing and separating that back out, so we have a separate police chief. So not wanting to confuse anybody, we're just affirming Kirk Riggs's continued appointment as the town administrator, just as it's moving on, but we're just pulling those duties off of him so he can focus on some of the more pressing town issues, and we're letting Chief Ashburn come in and do those police duties. So that's all this resolution is, it's just to separate that back out for
The other thing.
I don't have a question, other than a comment. Chief Briggs, you done an excellent job. In both roles, I know they weren't easy, to do them at the same time. And, I appreciate your service to this town.
And thank you all, you know, it was a tough decision, I spoke with all of you all in the executive session, it was I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay the cop or go over here, but I appreciate y'all voluntarily letting me step down. And I'm excited to serve in this capacity. Me and we were talking about it today. We never thought that, we'd look at being city managers or town administrators, but thank you all so much for the support, for all of the staff, citizens. It's been great. It's a nice place to end our career.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Hopefully that is.
We certainly appreciate you as you go.
Thank you all so much.
You did a great job as administrator.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
thank you.
So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution, the resolution number 115, actually, through one town administrator, this is investing in local town administrator.
I second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. Item number 6, discuss and consider rescheduling the May 19th, 2026 council meeting due to the primary runoff early voting. Being scheduled for May 18th, 2026, through May 20th, 2026. Staff presentation, Ken.
Thank you, Mayor. We will once again be in polling locations for the primary runoff. So we need to move our town council meeting because they'll have the equipment in here running and we can't meet while that equipment is open and running. So staff is requesting a date the week of May 11th, just the week prior to. I did reach out to council members Robert and Chapman, and as of right now, they're free the week of May 11th. To make it a lot easier for a lot of people, maybe if we could, if everybody's available, meet on Tuesday, May 12th, so it's just a week early on the same night of the week.
Get out of my way.
So,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Second Tuesday,
yeah,
Yeah, thank well.
May 11th.
Do you want to think about?
That was gonna be my suggestions, to keep it on Tuesday.
Yes,
If we can just get somebody to make a motion in a second for to reschedule it.
I'll make a motion that we move, our regular meeting date to alternative, May the 12th.
Second.
all those in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you. So, future agenda items, are there any items council would like to request for upcoming agenda?
No.
Time being 8-11 meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.